Welcome to Home with Justin. Welcome to a garden that feels like a quietly told story. Picture us walking up the lawn toward a charming cottage. A low fence guiding the eye while beds of color and texture frame the house. Together we will read this landscape, learn the design ideas that give it heart, and follow a straightforward, hands-on plan so you can create a similar garden that fits your life. This narrative will guide you as we plan, plant, and care for a welcoming cottage-style landscape. Begin by seeing the scene as a composition of structure and softness. The cottage is the anchor. The lawn and path create a foreground breathing room. Planting beds wrap around the house like rooms in a house. Notice the layered planting: low-edging plants, medium-height perennials, and taller shrubs or small trees at the back. That layering gives interest at every eye level and makes the garden read as intentional and lived in. Think about repeating 2 or 3 dominant plant colors to unify the beds, with contrasting accents to add moments of surprise. Texture: fine foliage against bold leaves, adds depth and invites touch. Next, map the site in simple terms. Walk the garden at different times of day and mark sunny and shady areas, prevailing winds, and any damp or dry spots. These microclimates will determine where each plant thrives. In this landscape, the lawn and front beds are sunlit for most of the day while areas near hedges and the house enjoy cooler, dappled shade. Use that information to place sun lovers like salvias, roses, and daylilies in the bright borders, and shade-tolerant plants such as hostas, astilbe, or lungwort nearer the house or beneath trees. A basic sketch of light and moisture zones will save time and reduce plant losses. Soil is the unseen foundation. Test it simply by digging a few test holes. Feel the texture and drainage. Improve soil gradually with compost rather than attempting a one-time overhaul. Compost adds nutrients, improves structure, and supports beneficial soil life. Top dress beds each season and work compost into new planting holes. This steady approach builds resilience, reduces the need for chemical inputs, and helps plants cope with stressors like drought or pests. Choose a planting palette that balances repetition and variety. Select 2 or 3 principal colors to repeat through the beds to create rhythm, then add complementary tones as accents. Combine long-blooming perennials, seasonal annuals for quick color, and evergreen or semi-evergreen shrubs for year-round structure. Place groups of the same plant in odd numbers, 3s or 5s, so the group reads as natural. Repetition ties areas together, while small pockets of different species keep the composition lively. Shape beds with gentle curves and clear edges. Curves feel organic and invite movement. Edging, stone, gravel, or timber keeps beds tidy and defines the lawn. The path, whether a simple mown route or a paved walkway, should lead to a focal point like the porch, a bench, or a specimen plant. Sightlines matter. Frame views so arrival points reveal the most compelling aspects of the garden. A seat placed where views converge makes the landscape a place to linger and observe. Plant thoughtfully so beds mature gracefully. Space plants according to their mature size to avoid overcrowding. Place taller plants at the back or in the center of island beds and lower plants at the edge. When planting, loosen roots, dig a hole wider than the root ball. Set the plant slightly higher if drainage is poor, water in well, and firm gently. Create a shallow saucer to hold water around the base. Group plants with similar water needs together to simplify irrigation and maintenance. Adopt a watering and mulching routine that reduces work. New transplants need consistent moisture until established. After that, water deeply and less frequently to encourage strong roots. Apply 3 to 4 inches of organic mulch to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and feed the soil as it breaks down. Mulch also unifies beds visually and accelerates the appearance of an established garden. Encourage pollinators and biodiversity. Choose single-form flowers where pollinators can access nectar and pollen easily. Plan a succession of bloomers across the seasons. Early bulbs and spring perennials, summer performers, and late asters and sedums to ensure continuous food for bees and butterflies. Include herbs and nectar-rich plants like lavender, salvias, and phlox. Add small habitat features such as a shallow water dish, some native shrubs, or a log pile to support beneficial insects and birds that help keep pests under control. Keep maintenance regular and manageable. Spend short weekly sessions weeding, deadheading, and checking plants rather than letting chores accumulate. Deadhead certain perennials to extend bloom. Leave some seed heads and grasses through winter for texture and wildlife food. Divide crowded perennials every few years to renew vigor, and create new plants for other beds. Light, consistent pruning preserves natural shapes and keeps the cottage character intact. Compost on-site to close the nutrient loop. Collect kitchen vegetable scraps, no meat or dairy, and garden clippings. Layer greens and browns in a bin or tumbler, and use finished compost to top dress beds in spring and autumn. Composting reduces waste, builds soil, and decreases the need for purchased fertilizers, an investment that pays back in stronger, healthier plants. Add practical details to make the garden welcoming and usable. A simple bench, a low stone border, a small trellis for climbers, or painted pots create personality and purpose. Raised beds can improve drainage and make planting and weeding easier on the back. Keep essential tools handy: pruners, a hand trowel, a watering can, to make short tasks easy and enjoyable. Designed for year-round interest. Think beyond flower color. Select plants with attractive foliage, structure, and seed heads so the garden reads well in every season. Include evergreens or clipped shrubs for winter form, and incorporate late-season plants for autumn color and texture. This ensures the garden offers reasons to step outside throughout the year. Practice sustainable choices and community building. Favor native and drought-tolerant plants where appropriate to reduce inputs. Group plants by water needs to conserve resources. Share cuttings or seedlings with neighbors to build local resilience and exchange knowledge. Gardening together strengthens neighborhood ties and spreads successful varieties. Finish each work session with a short walk and one simple next task. Note one success and one small action for the coming week. Compost to a bed, plant a group of pollinator plugs, or edge the lawn. Incremental progress builds a rich, cohesive landscape without overwhelm. Thank you for walking this garden with Home with Studio. If this guide inspired you, choose one small action this week. Map the light in your yard, add compost to a bed, or plant a handful of pollinator-friendly seedlings. Small steps lead to big change. If this video helped and more seasonal how-tos and hands-on projects are wanted, please subscribe to Home with Studio and ring the bell so we can keep growing together.